Hello again. This is going to be number 8 on my most influential music of all time. And just like everything else, this music I discovered in a very unconventional way. Really, there's only one game that introduced me to this music, and that game would be this one right here, Twisted Metal 3. Um, and yes, I do actually still have the game itself. Now, it's interesting because this game came out in '98. I didn't actually buy the game until about 2000, I would say. And the reason why I started out with Twisted Metal 3 is because even though Twisted Metal 1 and 2 might have been better games at the time, I didn't actually own a PlayStation system until 1999. So at that point in time, I was still buying games from my PlayStation, and Twisted Metal 3 was one of those games that I bought. And I hadn't played any of the other Twisted Metal games, so I wasn't very familiar with them. And the only reason why I bought this is I just like the cover. The fact they had, like, the clown head on there. I'd heard about the games, the fact they were kind of like, almost like demolition derby games where you drove around in these vehicles and just like shot missiles and rockets at each other, and like the whole concept was just like blow each other to pieces until it was the last man standing. So I was like, alright, I'll try it out. Sounds like a fun game. So I bought it, I popped it into my PlayStation, and the very first thing I noticed more than anything else was the music in it. I didn't know who did it at the time, but my God, I thought that game had an amazing soundtrack. I mean, from beginning to end, every single stage, I just fucking loved the music in it. I mean, it just fit the game so perfectly with all the mayhem and carnage that was going on screen. I mean, it just, when you first heard it, it just got you really pumped to just blow shit up. And the neat thing about the game is that it also, if you popped it into like a CD player or your radio, it would play the music tracks from the game, like a music CD. And I think I found out about it on GameFAQs.com when I looked it up. Then I found out that the composer for most of the music was Rob Zombie. So I was like, damn, this is some good shit. I mean, it was like really, heavy metal, but it had a really cool sound to it, and it just really got me excited. Like every time I listened to it, just really got me pumped up. So after that, that's when I went out. I mean, I don't remember when exactly, but not too long after that, I went out to the music store and I found some Rob Zombie albums, and I just bought them up, and you know, I just love his music. Um, Today, not quite so much, because just like with most artists, after several years, they tend to kind of change their sound, and he's changed it enough to where it's not bad, but I don't like it as much as his older stuff back in the early 2000s, I guess. Like the time when Twisted Metal 3 came out. So, but yeah, it was really great stuff. And it was hard for me to narrow it down to one particular song because there's a lot of Rob Zombie songs I like. But for this list, I would probably have to say "Meet the Creeper." Uh, it's going to be on this list simply because when you first start the game, that's like one of the first songs you hear. I think it plays during the main menu screen, and it also plays at the very end of the game, like the final stage. And man, it's just an amazing song. But then again, they're all good. I mean, I was tempted to put Super Beast on this list. I mean, they were like really close together, but between the two, I decided to choose Meet the Creeper because it was the very first song by Rob Zombie I had ever heard. So that made the biggest impact on me. It was that one song. Like as soon as I booted up the game, that's the first song I heard. Um, so yeah, good stuff. Um, if you like that kind of music, I definitely recommend listening to it. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Rob Zombie. And the thing I like about Rob Zombie too is if you actually watch his music videos, um, I like his style. I mean, he's almost like a Halloween character come to life with his makeup and his hair. And I mean, you can tell he doesn't take that shit too seriously. I mean, like, if you watch interviews of him, I mean, he's a pretty down to earth, normal kind of guy when you talk to him in real life. So, I mean, obviously, all that stuff in his music video is just one big act, one big show that he puts on. But it's still a hell of a show, though. And I like the fact that he doesn't take himself too seriously when he makes these videos and all that. And you can tell he's having a blast with it. You know, he's just having fun with it. So, you know, even though it talks about, you know, like death and zombies and, you know, stuff like that, you know, you can't take it too seriously because, you know, it's fucking Rob Zombie, you know? I mean, shit. It's just a show that he puts on. So, yeah, Meet the Creeper by Rob Zombie. Definitely good stuff. Check it out sometime. So that's going to be it for this video. And next time will be number 7. So be sure to stay tuned and check that out. So until then, see ya.